Welcome back to What's New. Our coverage continues now on the Deshaun Watson suspension that happened this morning when the league's disciplinary officer, Sue Robinson, suspended Watson for 6 games, less than what most were expecting.
A lot of people were very surprised by that number. But all of this has come, of course, as he settled with 3 more women, leaving just 1 civil suit remaining against him. Our legal analyst, Stephanie Haney, joins us now for today's Legally Speaking.
Stephanie, you're joined by other legal experts. Tell us what's next for Watson legally.
Well, Jay, Betsy, this really does feel far from over when you look at sort of the entirety of the situation. So I'm joined now by Connie Hightower and Henry Hilo to give us some perspective here. Now, as a reminder, the NFL wanted at least a year-long suspension, and Sue Robinson did find that Deshaun Watson committed sexual assault against multiple massage therapists. So based on this, I'll ask you first, Connie, do you think the NFL should appeal the ruling?
I don't think they should appeal it, or actually, I don't think they will appeal it. I mean, absolutely, they did bounce it to Judge Robinson for her to make a determination. She looked at all of the facts, she made her determination. I think that they'll go ahead and let it stand as it is.
Henry, what's your opinion on that?
I think they're going to test the waters over the next 72 hours. I think it would be in their best interest not to. They have a little bit of a buffer right now saying this is what we wanted as a penalty, but this arbitrator, this former federal judge said this is what the penalty should be. And then they can go through the season 6 weeks in and have it diffuse a little bit. I think they're going to test the waters a little bit, see what the public backlash is. Okay, well, one of the things that the arbiter, Sue Robinson, talked about was lack of notice as a reason why she didn't issue what the NFL was asking for, this more severe penalty. So based on that, Henry, I'll ask you first, if the 6-game suspension is appealed and then the NFL does come back with a longer suspension, what do you think is the likelihood that Watson and the NFL Players Association could succeed in a lawsuit to try and get that bump back down? Based on my looking at the contract between the CBA and the NFL, I think it would be difficult for them to prevail. They agreed to it, and the ultimate finder here is going to be Goodell, which kind of obviates the fact that this arbitration would be worthless then. So I think it's important, as whether people like the decision or not, they rely on the decision, but I don't think they would prevail if they appeal. What do you think about that, Connie?
In terms of who's the appeal?
If the NFL Players Association would succeed in a lawsuit, if they do appeal this, it becomes a longer suspension, and then they try and take it into a courtroom to get it bumped back down.
I think Watson's team may have some success. I mean, ultimately, we did have somebody who was a judge review this. She used a legal standard. Her decision is mapped out, and you can see her reasoning, and it's very fair. So I think that they would have a good chance of prevailing to at least not have an indefinite suspension, or at least 1 year as the NFL wanted.
All right, let's switch gears and let's talk about those sexual assault lawsuits that were filed against Watson. Do you think there's any significance to the fact that 3 more of them were settled this morning before this ruling comes out from Robinson, Connie?
I think that there is significance. I mean, after all, when you have a civil case, you have leverage. And part of the NFL's decision was part of leverage in whether or not these people were going to resolve the case. And so ultimately, if you're looking at monetary payment, it's better to settle it before you know what the outcome is going to be than after.
What do you think about that, Henry?
I think all along they were in negotiations. When you look how the settlements occurred before, the last time we were here, so there's only 1 case left. I guarantee that will be settled within the next couple of weeks.
That was my final question. So, Henry, you sort of already answered that. Does this have any impact on the outstanding lawsuit?
I think the impact was you got to come to the right dollar amount. For the final 4, 3 of them have the right dollar amount. The 4th one is being a free agent right now and holding out for the best dollar. And I think that will happen very shortly.
Connie, what would you think about that?
I think it will impact it. I think the fact that the judge did address sexual assault and what she felt that he did do, I think that that's going to probably expand the amount that the settlement originally would have been without this decision.
Sure. Now, to both of your points, it certainly could be a coincidence that these settlements came before these major moments, right before the disciplinary hearing, and again, right before the actual ruling came out today. But it'll be interesting to see what happens with that final lawsuit. Henry, Connie, thank you very much for your time today. Jay, Betsy, obviously far from over. Lots more to talk about this. We will certainly be following this on all platforms.
Stephanie, thank you very much.